It has been over a month since my last video, so let's preface. I am a skeptical atheist witch. I practice witchcraft without the belief in the supernatural. If you are wondering how that's even possible, you should go to the video on the front end of this series that's called what is it called? Can You Be an Atheist and a Witch? Witchcraft is a practice and not a religion. But what does that really mean? So let's see. The definition of religion is an organized system of beliefs, ceremonies, and rules used to worship a god or a group of gods. Whereas witchcraft is an art of casting spells and crafting spells to control yourself and the world around you. There is a word that you're not going to find when you're looking up the definitions of witchcraft, and that you do see clearly when you're defining religion. And I think that's the main difference, and that is rules. There are no rules in witchcraft. Now, when you're learning to play a new game, you usually sit down and you learn all of the rules before you even start. You are probably a very respectful and cautious person, so you have an urge to learn all of the rules before you even get started. There's an old saying, I think it might be Wiccan, where you have to study for a full year before you can even begin your practice. Also, artists often will say that you have to learn all of the rules before you can break them. But none of that can apply to witchcraft because there are no rules. So let's say, for example, you want to study candle magic. So you might read all these books and listen to these blogs about what the different colors of the candles mean. What different types of candles are there? What does the height of the flame mean? What does the movement of the flame mean? And you're going to study and you're going to study. And then at the end of this journey, you'll reach this very sacred knowledge that it's all subjective. So what do the colors of a candle mean? You decide. What kind of scents and fragrances should you use? You decide. What does the height on the flame mean? You decide. What do the different sizes of the candles mean? Well, actually, that's kind of important because different sizes of candles will burn for different lengths of time. So if you're doing a spell that's an hour long, you're going to want a 1 hour length candle like this. And if you want a candle that burns longer, you're going to need a bigger candle. But, you decide which candle that you need. So why do we feel it's so important to have all of these rules before we begin? I have a theory. I feel like because it's safe. Rules are extremely safe. For those of us who left religion, that was a huge leap from a safety net. Being able to know exactly what to do and what not to do takes a lot of the pressure off of you. I think for a lot of us, if we're honest and we're starting this witch path, we're afraid to go through that adolescence. And really, we're afraid of being cringy. And I'm sorry to break it to you, but no amount of books or blogs are going to save you from that fate. You can't skip the cringe, so you're just going to have to embrace it. So if cringe and awkwardness and adolescence is so terrifying, then how can we face it if we don't have this warm safety net of clear rules and regulations? And I think the answer is stop taking yourself so seriously. Now, I don't mean don't take your craft seriously because I think sincerity is kind of the whole point. I mean cut yourself a little bit of slack. Be kind to yourself and be forgiving of yourself and try to keep all of this in perspective. I think that something that we can truly appreciate as atheists and skeptics is that it doesn't really matter. I know it feels weird to say that out loud sometimes, but you have such a short time here on Earth. Don't take yourself so seriously. Don't have such high expectations of yourself. Be nice to yourself. Allow yourself to have a little bit of cringiness when you're getting started. I'm giving you free license to be a very cringy adolescent witch, and it's fine. So I do want you to keep that in mind, but I'm going to give you a couple of pointers just to hype you up into getting started. Okay, are you ready? Okay, I want you to close your eyes. Are they closed? All right, I want you to imagine future you as this very powerful witch. What are you doing? What kind of magic are you practicing? What does it sound like? What does it smell like? And what are you wearing? I think these are all great clues to the path that you want to set foot on. Now, keep in mind that we're not talking about the idealized you. You might have a whole Pinterest board full of recipes for kitchen witchery, but you know deep down in your heart that you hate cooking. So that might be a really difficult path for you to start. You might not be able to will yourself onto that path. And hey, you're on Pinterest? Great. We support our Pinterest witches. I secretly fear them. Second, go ahead and identify the rituals that you are already doing. It's easy to expand on something if you're familiar with it. So, do you decorate your front doorstep to give it a certain welcoming appearance? Do you celebrate the turning of the seasons with different holidays? Do you show your love through cooking? Do you have like a 20-step skincare routine? Do you only feel alive when there's dirt under your fingernails and you're watering plants? All of these things are already rituals. We just need to spice them up a little bit so that you can really be there in the moment and enjoy them. Like, get all of the good out of the rituals that you're already doing. Like, how can you enhance them? Finally, when you do have a place to start and you're taking your steps on that path, then yeah, go out and do research. Absolutely. Go find some books. Talk to others on that path. Blogs, podcasts, YouTube videos, and yeah, Pinterest. There's a lot of resources out there. Keep in mind that some rituals are part of closed practices, so then you wouldn't be able to pick them up. But a lot of rituals are just sort of universal, and all humans have been doing them for centuries. So it's kind of a smorgasbord of ritual practices out there. Keep track of how you feel when you're doing your rituals. Definitely evolve them as you go. Keep in mind that you might have to try something more than once. You might have to tweak things before they work for you. And feel free to adjust it however you need. And really, the bottom line is to have fun, because this is for you. Your witchcraft is to serve you. So please, be easy on yourself. Do not be afraid of embarrassment or cringe. Do not feel like you have to research this for a year before you get started. You can start today. Do not be afraid of repercussions. We are skeptical atheist witches, so we don't have to worry about summoning demons from the depths of hell. That's not something that happens in our practice. So really the only dangers that you're going to get into are going to be like the nocebo effect and backfire placebo effect and things like that. So it might be a good idea to, read up a little bit on how placebos work before you get started. Oh, also definitely research if you're going to be applying anything to your skin, or if you're going to be ingesting anything. Like, do not ingest an herb unless you know a lot about it. Just because it comes out of the ground does not mean it won't screw you up. There are some herbs that will cancel out your birth control, so that's not something you want to screw around with. So when I say, like, go easy, be free, have fun, do your rituals, don't get so stuck with the research aspect, that doesn't mean just eat herbs without looking up what they do, because that does have real consequences. But, like, using a different color than the recommended color for a crystal or a candle for your spell, that is not going to have any sort of adverse effect on your body. So don't worry about it. I hope that this put you at ease. I hope this made you excited. Have you guys noticed a uptick in skeptical witchery in just around everywhere? I'm starting to see more and more folks springing up, and I don't know if they were always there and they're just being more vocal about it. I'm not sure if it's the whole situation where we're all stuck at home that we are creating serotonin in new and innovative ways. I'm not sure, but I welcome it, because I really think that this skeptical witchery thing is good. I think it's a force for good, and I think that we can make a lot of positive things happen around it. So welcome to the community if you're new. Hopefully you found that helpful. If not, then there are lots more videos out there that will get you kickstarted on your journey. If this wasn't the one for you, that's totally fine. Like, move on. There are lots more videos out there, and hopefully one will get you excited and get you going. And so I wish you luck on your journey, and I can't wait to see what you come up with and how you make the world a better place and how you make yourself a happier person. So